Hello students, today I will be discussing the RR scheduling, that is a round robin CPU scheduling algorithm. Now if you see the problem, there are three processes P1, P2 and P3. Each process is associated with some burst time which is given in milliseconds. So process P1 has 4 milliseconds, P2 has 8 milliseconds and P3 has 3 milliseconds. If you see the arrival time, all the processes have arrived at the same time, that is at time 0. And since this is a round robin CPU scheduling algorithm, there is a time quantum given. Now how this algorithm works? So here every process will be given the chance to utilize or use the CPU for the given time quantum. So first process which will get a chance to get inside the CPU is process P1. So at time 0, process P1 gets a chance to get inside the CPU. So let's write that into our Gantt chart. Okay. What is the time quantum? Time quantum is 1 milliseconds. So that means after 1 millisecond, P1 will be put out of the CPU and the next process gets a chance, that is process P2 gets a chance. Now if you see the burst time of P1, what was the burst time? 4. Out of this 4, P1 got executed for 1 unit. So what is the remaining time of P1? Still it has 3 milliseconds to fully get executed, right? Okay. Now since P2 has come inside the CPU, after 1 millisecond, P2 also has to be sent out. So P2 came at time 1 and till time 2 it got executed. What was the burst time of P2? 8. So out of 8, 1 unit is executed. So what is the remaining time? 7. I am writing it at the top of the Gantt chart so that I understand and I remember what is the remaining time of each and every process. It is not at all compulsory to write the remaining time at the top of the Gantt chart. Okay, this is what matters. Okay, fine. Which is the next process which gets a chance since 1 millisecond time quantum is over. The next process which gets a chance is process P3 and it will get executed for 1 millisecond. Okay. Now, what was the burst time of process P3? It was 3. Out of 3, it got executed for 1 millisecond. So, what is the remaining time? 2. Since this is round robin, every process will get its turn in a round robin manner. So, once again, P1 gets a chance to get inside the CPU. P1 again gets executed for 1 milliseconds. And now the remaining time for P1 to get completed is 2 milliseconds. Next is process P2. Process P2 again gets a chance to get inside the CPU. It will be executed for 1 milliseconds. So if you see, P2 had 7 milliseconds remaining. Again, now 7 minus 1 is 1. Once again, P3 gets a chance to get inside the CPU. P3 will be executed for 1 millisecond. What was the burst time of P3? Remaining burst time of P3? The remaining burst time of P3 was 2 and now it is 1 because it got executed for 1 millisecond. Once again P1 gets a chance. P1 will be executed for 1 milliseconds, that means till time 7. What was the remaining time of P1? It was 2. So what is remaining now? 1. Who gets a chance to get inside the CPU? Now process P2 gets a chance. It will be executed for 1 millisecond, so that is till time 8. What was the remaining time of P2? 6. 6 minus 1, now 5 is remaining for process P2 to get completed. Then process P3 gets a chance to get inside the CPU. After 1 millisecond, P3 has to stop. But if you see, after 1 millisecond, what is the remaining time of P3 to get fully executed? 0, because it was just having 1 millisecond and it got executed for 1 millisecond. So P3 is fully completed. Next, again process P1 gets a chance. So process P1 gets a chance to get executed for 1 millisecond. Okay. What was the remaining time of P1? 1. Now what is the remaining time? 0, because it got executed for 1 millisecond. So P1 is also fully completed. What is the remaining process? Only P2 is remaining. See, for this P2 you can show like 11, 12, 13, 14. You can show the breaks of 1 milliseconds, but there is no need since there are no more processes in the ready queue. We don't have to show those breaks. So we don't need this extra boxes in our Gantt chart. So P2, what was the remaining time of P2? 5. So it will be fully executed at time 15. See, if you want, you can show the break 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. That's totally alright. Or you don't show any breaks and directly you are showing 5 milliseconds time here. That is because there are no more processes waiting in a queue for round robin. And then we have to compute turnaround time and waiting time of each and every process, as well as average turnaround time and average waiting time. So the formula never changes. So that part I leave it to you. Please calculate. That's all for the day. Thank you.